Here's a question for you, and feel free to say.
All right, we are live, boys.
Feel free to say no, but is smoking on this podcast okay, or is it going to
demolish
you guys? Okay,
you're right.
You go nuts. Yeah.
You go nuts.
All right,
you go wild. You go buck wild.
I'm trying to get that raspy voice for the voiceover work, you know.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, hey friends, it's time for this nonsense again. It's Daddio. I'm Glenn Tickle.
Time for this nonsense again. Titles
Can't stop,
of the
won't
show
stop.
that could have been so good. It's time for this nonsense again.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you listening? Oh, it's time for this nonsense again.
This.
Hey everybody, I'm Ricky Glore, one of your trusted noble confused. I like to always say the word confused as if you're confused of what the word confused is. That's just a little trick I do whenever I'm doing cold readings for anything, any auditions.
Probably why you get booked so much.
You know what? Now that I think about it, that might be why I didn't get cast for that Alzheimer's commercial. Fuck. They're like, this shouldn't be funny. I'm like, should be to somebody.
Take a big sip and then finish the introduction of the show.
Oh, you're listening to Daddio, and today we have a very special guest, fellow comedian, fellow Rybar comedian as well, correct, Mr. Jake Ruble?
No, God, no.
No.
Sir.
You don't full. That's why I wanted to ask you this question, because you may have a different approach to it, and we'll just get started right off the bat. Jake, give a little introduction of who you are, what you do, and then cap it off with starting our conversation of the question we ask all of our guests: what does clean comedy? What does the phrase clean comedy mean to you?
What a weird way to start it, by being like, tell us a little bit about yourself. I feel like I'm the new kid in class. It's weird.
Yeah. I figured you would have maybe said something about him, Ricky.
I said comedian. I mean, he's a stand-up. He's a father.
Yeah.
He's a hippie.
Yeah.
Like,
I've got kids. I do jokes. I play games.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a daddio. He's a de facto daddio.
Truth. Clean comedy. I mean, you know, it's I started the first probably 3 years that I did comedy. I was a clean comedian, but I came from a very clean background. Before I was a comedian, I was a preacher. So for me, it was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna obviously be a clean comedian. And I did that for about 3 years. And then I don't know. I just got to the point to where I was like, man, I just kind of want to be 100% authentic on stage, like just myself. Yeah. And I cuss a lot. And like, for me, like none of my jokes are really.
Oh, feel free to curse on this. This is not.
Yeah, you can say balls. Yeah. You can say butt, hole, whatever you want.
Hairy danglers.
That's your cuss words. Like, yeah, you can say balls, dude. Say balls.
Dude.
I dare you.
Dude, you want to get insta canceled? Say balls.
Say balls, dude. Yeah, so once I just started kind of being myself on stage, it went away from clean, because I just I cuss so much, but like I have some weed jokes that a lot, which are not,
and
like,
we've talked Glenn has talked about that before, where it is tough to again define clean comedy, because it's so subjective to and biased to everybody who's there. Like anybody who hears about the show, like, oh, I went and saw this clean show and they did this great joke about pot. Like someone that you're even telling that story to goes, oh, well, you know what? Next time I see the name Glenn Tickle, if I want a clean night of comedy, it ain't gonna be that, because I heard about all of his Chiba material.
I mean, dude, it's true. Like
Oh, you froze up a bit.
Oh, Jake, you froze. You're in the phantom zone.
Beans.
It happens. It do be happening sometimes, where people just freeze, just like Han and Carbonite. Oh, are you back with this?
No, it just changed to a different frozen picture of him.
Oh, now he's back.
I saw his mouth move.
Oh, sorry. That's okay. Quit playing online video poker at the same time as doing the podcast, Jake.
It's really going to hurt the
should help.
bandwidth.
This is really losing.
If you're on Predict It, trying to bet on elections.
Hey, all I can say is, I mean, I know this happened in a good amount of other areas. I was relieved to hear about our Cincinnati mayor election. Oh, are you back with us, Jake? We lost you.
Yeah, my router just keeps resetting. It's like, oh, you want me to shut off right now? Like, I don't know. It's like I have such good internet and it just keeps doing it.
Sure.
I don't know what is happening right now. It looks like it's
the internet's so good. So
yeah,
good.
I have fiber. It's like they just put fiber in not too long ago.
Yeah.
And it's like I live way out in the country, so I had like cups on a string basically for years.
That's God. Even when we started, I just saw it, Ricky. By the way, we're coming up on a year of this bullshit.
Hey,
but until like when we started, it was still like I had terrible internet access in my area that got taken care of a couple months ago, and it's like, I guess it's a little better. Like I was expecting it to be so much better than it is, even though like the speeds are faster. But sometimes it just doesn't work for a couple of minutes for no reason, and it is upsetting.
Yeah, that's kind of what's happening. So, anyways, let's see if it stays on. If it keeps happening, I'll just switch to my phone or something. But
okay, I'll tell you where you were. You said with primarily opening. I thought you were going to say primarily opening for people like maybe if that's where you were in the tail of Jake. Oh, he froze up.
I think anytime you invoke J Muse, your router just is gonna shut down.
And
because I assume that's what it is.
3, 4, no. That's the chant to summon J Muse. It's like Candyman.
We back.
I don't know what's. It must be Google Meet or something. I don't know. That's weird.
Do you want to try to come back in with your phone, and I'll summarize quickly with my elation to some of the election results. Not that I'm going to be getting overly political, or that we do, but
yeah,
you dirty bird.
Okay.
Yeah, do you. Let's. If it happens one more time, I've got it set up on my phone now, so I'll switch.
Oh. Okay. No. You continue. If we need to fill time,
that's just the backup plan for if we need to give you a minute to reconnect.
Yeah, because I mean, just because I'm near Cincinnati, I do have a little bit of a national political story with JD Vance's half brother trying to run for mayor. Well, and then just running the most racist, most smeariest of campaigns. Like they were trying to make Cincinnati like patient zero, like escape from New York level violent bad leading up to this election. And they're just like, are you scared, Cincinnati? Like women are getting raped, children are getting raped, rapists are getting raped. We need a new mayor. And it's like JD Vance's half brother will come in and fucking do the job. And then luckily people in Hamilton County were just like, no, like we live here, we know how much like violence happens and stuff. Like Mayor Aftab does a pretty good job. We don't need that. So that was the one election last night that I was just like, yeah, regardless of parties, I was happy with the outcome.
When I was driving through, I didn't get crimed on once, you know. I had to drive through Cincinnati to pick you up on the way. No, not a single crime done.
You didn't feel. Yeah, you didn't feel that. Like I over my weight loss journey of doing like long walks, ridiculously long walks throughout Cincinnati without a shirt on most of the time.
Well, you got to get the nips out. You got to air them.
I would walk.
They're for the people, you know.
Look, I'd always have my headphones in, but certain areas people would just have conversations with me as I walked by,
and they'd be like, "Ooh, check them nips out." Is that what?
Kind of.
It was largely what the conversation was.
It wasn't catcalling.
Let me see them nasty boys.
Let me walk through Cincinnati.
Can I touch one? All right, hey.
But like, yeah, I had gone through some of the worst areas of Cincinnati, looking the most like needing to be roasted, and again, middle-aged white male privilege.
I was gonna say, I love that the crime you're talking about is people making fun of your naked breasts.
I don't know what I just came back into, but I like it.
No,
Ricky likes to parade his bare nipples around Cincinnati.
Oh yeah,
There's the Burt Kreischer of Cincinnati.
Here's the thing: is
they don't let them do it near schools anymore.
Hadn't taken that, I would have possibly done it, but not as a gimmick, more as a like
body positivity seminar.
That's what it would have turned into, I'm sure. But no, more of a like comfortability just for me, because I either like being in a suit
or nude. Only
like,
two options: 3-piece or no pieces.
Like my underwear, like as soon as I get somewhere, as long as it's cool.
I'll put you in touch with Billy Cressida, who runs the Naked Comedy Show.
No, I don't want to do that.
Come on,
I'm a grower, not a shower. But and
hanging out once
it's grown to its full potential, it's even just still like, oh, okay, yeah. Like, all right, not bad.
At all. Yeah, that's a manageable amount. Sure.
Yeah, all right, good job, buddy. Like you got skinnier, so like now by perspective, it looks bigger. But like, yeah, I don't know if you need the miniature furniture around it when you're taking your dick shots anymore. But I have always felt comfortable and safe in Cincinnati, and same as Chicago when people would be like, "Don't go to the South Side." It's like, well, you don't start shit in certain areas, kind of in the same way if you shouldn't start shit anywhere. But maybe there's more likability of areas where if you started some shit, maybe some shit would go down. So anyway, give us your origin story, Jake.
Yeah, God, stop talking about your nipples for 5 minutes and give the guests an opportunity.
I'm going to start the timer.
I need 10 more minutes of nipple talk before I'm prime. What's funny is that it looks like my internet connection is just staying stable now. I think it was for whatever reason Google Meet was just like, nah, dude, we're not doing this.
This is like the fourth platform setup we've tried, and it's like one will work for a bit, and then something about it will frustrate me enough to be like, we're not doing Riverside anymore. And this is currently where we're at, but I don't know.
Have you guys tried Discord and just recorded the screen?
Yeah. That's what we did first, but we had to do the live stream. We had to do it through OBS, and then that wasn't working right. So then we switched to Riverside, and then that has stopped working reliably. They just keep adding like different AI filters. Like, do you want to make your guest look like a bumblebee? I would just love it if I could hear what they were saying. Actually,
look, I just want to make these bumblebees appear like I'm talking to bumblebees.
We can make you look like a Muppet. I already kind of do. Can you just have a reliable connection and record at a decent frame rate or something?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure I am a Muppet.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think we all three, that may be one thing we all three have in common. Like, I'm more of a Sam the Eagle Kermit, like at my core, I think.
Because you love Ronald Reagan.
But you are definitely fucking Jake. You are Dr. Teeth. Like, no question.
I'm cool with that.
Fozzie. Like, Glenn is Fozzie. Like, what Muppet do you want to be, Jake? If you had to be one.
I mean, probably, I don't know, probably Animal.
Oh, yeah.
Or Gonzo. Or Gonzo.
Someone in the mayhem.
Gonzo was pretty wild, dude.
Gonzo is always kind of like my go-to because Fozzie is
you
sometimes
also fuck chicken.
Death of a salesman.
Yeah. I love chickens, dude.
I love Camille. And toilets, isn't he into like
plumbing comes up?
Quite a bit with Gonzo. And I don't know where that comes from. But
probably because he has to piss and shit.
You know.
Yeah.
Just a bear shit in the woods.
Yeah.
But Gonzo and Fozzie, I think, always have this lifetime like
they won't they
after school special. No, there's a
sexual
sadness
tension
to the core of their characters.
No one's ever said that. No one's ever said that. But now that you mention it,
they should. Those two should finally get together.
Honestly, the Mayhem. Yeah, I think I picked the Mayhem because every other Muppet has a sadness to their root, and maybe that's why they're so good. Like there's an insecurity to each one of them.
Well, the reason I don't think the Electric Mayhem show worked as well as it maybe could have,
or disagree,
is
the middle got sloggy, but
it treats it like, oh, we all love these. Like, I don't think I made it through the whole thing, but they're like, oh, everyone loves the Electric Mayhem. It's like, no, they don't. Like they're like a struggling band. Like they're hanging out in a church in the Muppet movie, not because their career's crushing it. So they're then the show is like, oh, like
I love them.
It's like the Beatles getting back together to do a farewell tour. It's like, that's not what the Mayhem is, was, or ever shall be.
Oh, hard disagree with going through the reunions of, like, if you look through like the Monkees reunions or any of those like Temptations reunions, different things that they pulled the threads on of like some historical reunions and bands and like pop culture, like one-to-ones that they tried to do. I fucking loved it.
I also love you to stop talking about Muppets and let Jake finally say.
I'm just gonna be honest. Like
words.
when you asked me 20 minutes ago if I want to do a podcast, I had no idea that I should brush up on my Muppets theology.
Yeah.
Okay. I also didn't know. It was like 9:50 or 8:58, and Ricky texted me. He's like, "Send Jake the link." I was like, "Oh, okay. Was this previously discussed?"
That's how we roll.
That's fine. No, happy to have you. This is not a criticism.
I knew there was a reason why I stayed awake after I dropped the kids off at school. Typically, I mean, I usually stay up till like 3 or 4 in the morning playing video games and then wait for my kids to drag me out of bed and be like, "We're not going to be late today, are we?" So that's kind of what happened this morning. I was like, "I'll just go home and go back to sleep." And I was like, "No, hang out." So it worked out great.
Heck yeah.
This is how three Muppet humans organize. This is who we are, world. Accept us. We are Muppet humans. Jake, continue your origin story.
No, what I was saying is I was about the clean comedy. We were going back, an hour ago. I was opening for Brian Bates one time, and I had not done clean comedy in like 2 years, maybe, or something like that, or a year and a half. It'd been a while. Like I had just been going on stage, and kind of like I've got like this, the same stories that I like to tell, but I never know which stories I'm going to tell or in what order. I just kind of go on stage and start talking. And I hadn't had to like work clean. And Brian asked me to open for him, and I was like, "Yeah, that'd be great, dude. I'd love to." And I went and opened for him and got like halfway through the show, and I was stoned, which I probably shouldn't have been. And I got like halfway through and was doing really well. So I got like super comfortable, and then just started talking about weed and how I was high in that moment, and about how like I was nervous to do clean comedy, but it's like going great. And like instantly lost the crowd, like instantly. Like I just got overly confident, lost them, brought them back like the last like 2 minutes. I got them back on my side enough to be like, "Please welcome to the stage, Brian Bates." And then like as he's coming on stage, I was like, "Dude, I'm so sorry." And he's like, What do you mean?" Like he was not paying attention. So after the show, I was at the merch table, and people were like so nice. They kept coming up, and they were like very, very polite, but they all invited me to their church because they were all pastors or youth pastors or like something to do with a church, like everyone that was there. And they were all trying to get me to go to their church. And I was like, "Yeah, I probably need it. You're right. You're right." But I mean, it was definitely interesting. I think since then I've figured out how to kind of dip my toe back into the clean realm. But
you'd rather not censor yourself.
Yeah, I mean that's I feel like with clean comedy, it's work. Like I have to like actively be thinking about what I'm not gonna say.
Yeah.
Where like right now, the guy that I'm touring with, Jay Muse from Jay and Silent Bob, I'm on tour with him, and it's like they don't want clean comedy. Like they want you to be like dirt. Like I have to dirty it up sometimes for his crowds. But I would much rather just have that.
I would assume that doesn't feel like work, like the other end of the spectrum, where if you're dirtying it up, that's kind of like when you're growing up and you realize what kind of group of friends you're with, or like even if you start being around like adults and stuff, like, oh, okay, how how cool are these adults, or how cool
Yeah.
is this group of friends? And so, yeah, I mean, do you think it's also harder work to dirty it up on the opposite end versus like if you were told, okay, now you got to be PG-13?
I mean, yeah, I think it's probably, I don't think it's that hard to dirty it up because I have enough like stories that, and even whenever I've been told, you know, not with him obviously, but you know, I've definitely been to clubs before, or not so much clubs. It's mostly like bar gigs that I'll do,
Mhm.
where they'll tell me beforehand, like, "Hey, this crowd really loves it raunchy. Like, just you know, get as dirty as you possibly can." I still just do like a normal set in those situations, and it works out fine. I don't really feel like I have to do anything extra to get them on my side. Where with clean, I do feel like it, and it a lot of it probably has to do with my image. Like to do clean comedy and look like a dude who's disgusting, like it is a little bit harder to do. So I always feel like I have to like with a clean show, I have to get them on my side early on by basically being like, I'm not a drug dealer. I know like it's gonna be fine. We're gonna get through this. Like it's still like have you guys ever done what's that place called? It's Saugatuck.
I
Yes.
don't think so.
So
Yes.
the Coral Gables, right? And
Yeah,
Saugatuck.
I've done it twice, and it had it's never been in the basement, which is, and I've done it during their busy season and their slow season, so winter and
Same.
summer. And it's never been in the basement, where technically, what's the name of the comedy club?
I don't
Because
remember what the name is because they've never, it's the
it's
same for
never,
me.
it's on the same floor, and the people are looking out into a beautiful lake, which
Yeah.
is distracting as fuck. The lighting is never good. The sound is always atrocious. Half the people inside, and again, I'm talking about my experiences. Half the people
No, no,
inside
no, no, you're not.
there are unaware that a show is going on. They don't turn off the TVs. They don't turn off the music. They have pool tables.
This sounds great. I was bummed that I was the only one of us who hasn't done it, but this sounds like I dodged the
And I've
bullet.
done it. So the only reason I did it the second time because it was a travel day of me and my family going up and visiting some friends in Upper Michigan for Cherry Fest. And I could do that so my daughter could come to the show and my wife could stay at the hotel with the boys. And so we could have like a nice, put some money in my pocket halfway up during the travel, break it up. And I did it again during the summer, which I was told was their great season. And yeah, I'm like, oh, funny business. Who book it? I'm like, I don't ever need to do Coral
Cannot get an email
Gables.
back from them.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of the same situation. The first time I went was with Andy Bedingo. I was opening for him, and I love Andy. Andy is like that's my brother. I love that dude so much. It's the only show, and I've done quite a few shows with him. It's the only show I've ever seen Andy get mad at. And he's like, if you know him,
I've never seen Andy mad.
dude. He is the most like mellow, chill dude. Like he's the funnest guy to be around. He's just so chill. And we were doing that show, and I'm sure he won't mind me saying this, but he had this joke, and the joke was basically like, look at me now. Like they said I could never do it, and now I'm doing Saugatuck, Michigan. You know what I mean? Like it was a thing like that. And he goes, fireworks, you know, like my name and the neon lights. And this lady goes, that's next week. And he was like, he's like, wait, what? Like she yelled it out, and she goes, fireworks are next week. That's not this week. And he's like, oh no, I'm sorry. The joke was fire because of my name. Like I'm here.
Remarkable.
And she's
This
like,
is
well, I
great.
didn't get it. And he said, you should keep up.
Oh,
And she said, you should do better. And he said, and he was doing great. And he looked at her and he's like, me do better. I've been on TV, lady. And dude, I was in the back of the room.
Me do better.
It.
I'm holding the mic,
yeah,
doing what I need to be doing. My role as the performer who is supposed to be talking right now to you, the audience member who's supposed to shut the fuck up.
Dude,
you're not doing that. You are being a bad audience member. I'm doing what I should be doing.
Yeah, and it was so funny. And then like,
and it's a clean show. Sorry,
it's a clean show.
It's a PG show.
Yes. Oh yeah, very clean.
Yeah.
And then I went back a second time. I went back because they asked me to come back and headline. And it was the same deal to where they're like, it's the busy season, it's summer, it's going to be great. And I was like, all right, maybe that was a one-off. And I went back and my wife went with me the second time. And there was like, I don't know, 5 other shows that I was doing. So it was like a huge route. I'd been gone for like she went with me the whole trip. So we'd been gone for like 3 days or something. So whenever we pull in, I'm wearing my relaxing clothes, from traveling, and we get out and we're like 3 hours early because like of travel. So I was like, well, it'll be fun. It's like a tourist town. Like we can walk around, check out the shops and stuff. So we get out just in our comfy clothes and are walking through town, and I'm wearing sweats and I'm basically just wearing this.
Yeah.
And no shit, I would be walking down the sidewalk. People would see me coming and walk to the other side of the street because it's just where they're all rich people.
Yeah.
They are, but somehow inside of that Coral Gables, again, we can't, I'm not thinking of the name of the comedy club that they still book it as. It's a weird mix of, yes, that is what is outside in this lake, ritzy, high-end like stores that you've never heard of that are called like Glamour, and it's got like an accent mark or something. Like they're nice stores. Like there's like a Louis Vuitton bag store in this little lake town. But inside of this performance area is fucking hillbillies.
Yeah.
And like the white trash of the lake town.
You guys are really selling this venue on me. I got to reach out.
Yeah.
I got to see what dates they have open.
Kidding.
For 2026.
Like, the bar staff.
I hate that. I feel like I would though.
Like, the bar staff.
I don't love that. I'd be like,
it's always great.
They would love me.
Like they laugh.
I don't want them.
The
to,
venue's
but I feel
fantastic. Like the people there are great.
Yeah,
it's
the
just
setup is awful.
I've just never had. Well, and the thing is too is that it wouldn't be that bad if we were making like money.
Oh, it's like $200, I think, to feature, or is that the headliner?
Oh, dude, that's the headliner.
Yeah.
To feature $75.
Oh no,
pay people.
Yeah, it's $75 to feature, and I think to headline is like $150 to $200, something like that. You probably got 200. I probably got 150.
You, sir, the both of you do way more shows, way more consistently. I want you to finish your.
I have
the one.
I have one.
The one thing we all three have
event
in
booked
common
this month.
Well, I only had 2.
2 weeks long, but
I got booked one corporate show for this past Monday, and they were just like from the Bash website, and they were just like, "Are you available the next Monday? You want to do the event again for a different batch of employees?" And I was like, "Yes, please." Like, because then I don't have to do with the movie coming up. Like, I don't have to do any holiday shows because I really don't have time for it.
Yeah.
And it's great because I don't love doing holiday corporate shows.
Yeah.
Most of them are bad. This last Monday one, pretty good. Tech Nerds. I was able to talk the booker into letting me bring an opener. So that was fantastic. So he got to eat a bullet before. Not that I want someone to eat a bullet, but I got to see what they were into and the vibe and energy of the room.
I started doing that for colleges. I would bring somebody just because students would always show up late. So it's like, hey, I just need you to talk for 10 minutes so that by the time I start the show, like the audience is actually here. Because otherwise I'm going to have to re-explain all the stuff that I said in the first 10 minutes as a new group of people come in.
So we all 3 did Gutties, which was a clean comedy.
That's what we were talking about before you got on the call. So
were you still working clean or clean with weed material when you did Gutties?
Nah, clean. Like they did not. I did.
I couldn't
Like, one
remember
time,
what their drug was, what their drug policy, because they had it written on the wall where like,
yeah,
if you do
It's in
any
the
of these things,
contract. They're like, oh, if you use profanity, you won't be paid. And I was like, well,
yeah,
then you're gonna have to send me a list before I
yeah.
sign this.
I mean, honestly, yeah, there were. It was pretty wild. Like, Gutties, I will always say, like, has a very like special place in my heart because they really did make my career. Like, I wouldn't be working today. I mean, I probably would be, but not to the extent that I am if it wasn't for them basically being like, I know you just started comedy, but you're funny, so we're gonna use you every weekend. And
Yeah.
I met like that's how I met Ricky, that's how I met
Yeah.
Andy, that's how I met Dusty Slay. Like that's how I met like most of the people that I worked with that would actually like take me and have me open for them was there.
Oh,
But
you
I
were
mean,
fun. I mean, it was. I had no idea you had not been doing it that long when we hooked up, because also I think your professionalism, the thing that you did right away, which was very smart and good, business savvy, was I think you had reached out to me before the weekend and introduced yourself and were just like, hey, I'm Jake Ruble, I'm going to be opening for you when you come up, like blah blah blah, like gave me your phone number, like hit me up on Facebook or something. So then
yeah,
when I got there, we weren't doing like that awkward thing of like, all right, 30 minutes before the first show, like let's
right.
weirdly, and then you're gonna be like, all right, he's a great friend of mine, please welcome to the stage, Ricky. Like
Yeah.
it was easier and more authentic. And also I had no idea you were so confident and handled the room. You seemed like you had already found your voice. I had no idea that you were I mean, I knew that Gutties was clean, but I did not remember their drug policy.
Yeah, I mean, well the thing is too is then at that moment like I was still not smoking weed. Like
Oh, okay.
I didn't smoke weed for like 15 years. I mean, I was a preacher, so
Mhm.
and not like a cool one. Uh, yeah,
No backwards chair.
yeah, yeah.
Hey kids,
Hey,
let's
let me
wrap.
rap. Let's rap for a minute, gang.
I know another guy who liked to talk in front of big groups of people.
Yeah.
He also almost got stoned. What? Jesus.
Zing. Uh, yeah. So I mean, for me, it was like it that none of that stuff really mattered. Like Gutties was a really good place for me to practice comedy because it was like such an easy transition from being a preacher to doing comedy because it was a clean comedy club ran by Christians. Everybody, like most of the people that came in there were like people from their church or like people that were also Christians that were just like close by. So I could do like all of the dad stories and like
Yeah.
all of the like just all of that kind of stuff that they would just all got it without having to like be dirty or anything. So it was like an easy transition. But then it got to the point to where it was like I couldn't just be as I got further and further away from preaching and became myself more and more, I started smoking weed again, and was just more comfortable with cussing in public. Um, I didn't live in a glass house anymore. I mean, I didn't give a shit. Like, I might live in a glass house, but I'm pissing in the yard. So, uh, it just like, I don't know, it just naturally just kind of started happening. And then it got to the point to where about the time that I was probably going to have to stop working at Gutties because I couldn't really do it anymore. They went out of business,
Yeah.
or switched venues or whatever,
Yeah, they
happened
moved
with them.
around a bit before they were like done. I know they
They made some
changed.
wild choices of going to bigger locations.
Yeah, I think by the time I did it, they
Yeah.
had moved. They're like, oh, this is much bigger than the old place. And I was like, maybe you should have stayed in the old, smaller place. Seemed
I
like
think
probably would have been
honestly, I
easier to
think it
fill.
was like I think it had to do with like rent. Like
Probably. Yeah,
the
yeah.
rent went up and it didn't
Yeah.
make any sense for them, and then they got a deal at the other place to where it just like it made sense financially for
Yeah.
them. And again, like Dennis just texted me like last week. Like those guys still reach out to me, and
Mhm.
I think they're super nice guys. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
Steve is a guy that I will always consider a good friend. I think he is. And what's crazy to me is Steve is super funny.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
I would always tell him like, dude, why are you just not doing comedy? And he's like, oh, well, I want to, but I'm busy running the club and stuff. And I'm like, man, I feel like you would be
I can't
way
do
more
stand-up comedy. I'm
successful.
too busy working in my stand-up comedy club.
Yeah, yeah.
Where
But
will I
dude,
find the time?
he wouldn't put himself on stage because he wanted to make sure everybody else got stage time. Because there's all these new comics coming through. So Steve would like actively not go on stage to make sure other people had stage time.
That's
And
better than the opposite. Like you see a lot of club owners where like they're basically hosting the show every weekend, but it's
oh
with
yeah,
the same 5-minute set. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, I hate that's I would absolutely do that. Like if I had a club, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the whole reason I would do it is like, oh, I will just go up whenever I feel like it.
There's
I
gotta
mean,
be
yeah.
some benefit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what the thing that I learned about Steve and Dennis, my origin story with Gutties was that was my first weekend that got shit canned when COVID in March of 2020. So that my first time ended up being 9 months later in like October. But I didn't realize, and this goes back to the definition of clean comedy, who felt more strongly about the clean comedy angle of the two of them. Like, so I over time realized that Dennis was way looser and was more like, yeah, I mean, I don't want you to be like dirty, but I'm okay. Like, if I'm here running the club and Steve isn't here, like,
Yeah.
I'm okay with subject matters being a little bit looser. Where Steve, then I learned, it was just like, oh, you are the very stringent, the very like, I don't want anything that is rocking the boat of like a taboo, possibly like a drug paraphernalia, like he did not like insinuations. Even.
No. Definitely not, because I had a joke. I did it it was just an open mic, but I had this joke. It was a dumb joke that I was just trying to figure out, like, is there anything here? And it was about how my wife's definition of a couple and a few is way different than mine. Like if she's like, "Hey, will you get me a couple of pencils?" I'd bring her two, and she'd be like, "Oh, I need three." And I'd be like, "Well, that's a few." And she's like, "No, a couple is two or three, a few is like four or five, and several is like six or seven." And I'm like, "That's not accurate." And she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "No, a couple is two." I'm like, "We are a couple." And I'm like, "I think my wife's trying to get me into menage a trois." Was and I even said it like that so that way I wouldn't say threesome on their stage. And I
said
still
the
got
French
pulled.
version.
I still got pulled to the side afterwards and was like, maybe don't say that. And I was like, that's wild to me. Like I didn't even. It wasn't even a sex joke, really. It was like kind of, but not. It was a dumb joke that I would never do.
It's a word salad joke.
I mean, that's why the advice I always give people is like, yeah, ask the venue, ask the person who booked you what they mean by clean. If you're being asked to work clean, I'm trying to remember when I was there. If I did the joke about, I did a show in a weed store. It was like when things opened up. That was the first in-person show that I did, in I think it was like late 2020, and that's it. Like that's as dirty as it gets. It happens at a weed store. There's one joke about everybody laughed really hard, probably not related to the location. I'm just very good at this, but it's like, well, yeah, if that's clean. I don't swear. It is not about using drugs. It just acknowledges that drugs exist and that you can buy them legally in New Jersey. But if I'm doing like a church gig, I'm probably not going to do it, you know? But it's the biggest problem we have with it. That's why we talk about it so much on here, Jake, is just like, it means nothing because it means so many different things to so many different people. And it's just incredibly frustrating to be told to work clean. You work what you think is clean, and then they're like, "Oh, I can't believe you said that you could buy drugs in New Jersey. You can. It's just a fact."
No, 100%. I'm gonna try to switch back to my computer real quick because it looks like it's working. Hopefully it works.
Okay.
I was gonna say my Gutties pull aside story. I've told on here, so I'll tell the condensed version. Was it was the weekend that we first met, Jake. I was working and I actually told Dennis and Steve, I was like, hey, I'm working this Elmo birthday party thing about you don't buy a piñata of your child's favorite television character. And they're like, oh, great. I was like, yeah. And I was like, and I'm kind of doing it up top. Like I'm opening with a bit that I know that works, but then it's like my second joke. I would love any feedback. And so originally in the bit, I used the phrase like, it looks like you're lynching Elmo, to get the idea of wrapping the rope around his neck and throwing it over the tree and grabbing a bat. And it worked well. It was the first time I had said it out loud. It was on stage, and it worked well in the show. But after that show, as kind of energetic and nice and approachable Steve was, he like wasn't making eye contact, like was walking away like after the show. And I was like, all right, good night, Steve. He's like, and the next day I was like, that didn't feel right. Like that felt weird. And so before the show on that Saturday, I was just like, hey, is there anything that I said last night or whatever, anything material wise that you would rather me not do? He's like, oh, I'm glad you mentioned. He's like, that Elmo joke. I was like, yeah, I don't have to do it. He's like, no, not the joke. He's just like, I just really don't like you saying lynching. He's like, I just don't like what that evokes in the comedy space. And I'm like, okay, like I won't, because this is your place. I don't know that I agree. And I didn't even beyond that give it any more thought of just like, well, maybe it should, like blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, I don't know if it makes anybody turned off about this ridiculous Elmo joke, where honestly, like I can set the stage in a different horrific, juxtaposed way. Yeah, that's fine. But I was just like, man, you wouldn't have said anything if I didn't say something to you. Like if you hold these convictions and these are your things, like, yeah, so it sounds like maybe after that, I said to him, I was like, just tell me next time. Tell me if I say anything. I want to respect it's your place, it's your house. Maybe that's then after that when he was just like, oh, I got to stop Jake from talking French on stage.
Actually, it was
That's
Dennis.
probably
It
what it was.
was actually Dennis that Dennis was like, don't. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Oh man, I never, because like Dennis even said to me, he's like, Steve's the one that is the one that's a real stickler.
I don't think he meant it as much as like, don't do that on our stage, as much as he was like, I don't think that works for you. Like, I think because he was really
of your voice.
Yeah, he was like really big on just like he would pull me to the side a lot after shows and just kind of be like, hey, that was really good. Here's some notes. And
unprompted.
Yeah, all the time. Which was like from him, it was like if I didn't know him, I was there every weekend, so it's like I knew him pretty well. And there were definitely times like that he would give me notes, and I would thank him. I would just be like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna do that. Like I'm gonna keep doing it this way. And he never like took it, he would never be like, well, I've been doing it for 30 years. Why are you he just was like, okay. Like he was never pushy with it. He just always have notes, and then sometimes I would use them, and sometimes I'd be like, oh no, like I used to have a bit about how people, and it's like a very, I don't do them anymore because they're very like cliche. So it's like I look like
Sure.
We all do it. It's so easy to do.
It's my least favorite. I will say this all the time. I understand the reasons for it. I get it. But whenever a comic goes like, I know what you're thinking. I look like blah, 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 ate or met or.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Like,
yeah, 100%. And the only reason that I was doing it is because so many people came up to me after a show and told me what I looked like. And I stopped doing it because me and
we also hate the top of our sets.
100%.
Like over scrutinizing that opening line. What a better way to break to the ice than say a visual that they might to relate to them and be like, oh shit, he's in my head. He sees what I see. I would do my favorites because like it happened all the time. People would be like, dude, you know who you look like? And it happened all the time. The worst is whenever someone would be like, you look like my friend, and then show me a picture. And I'd be like, dude, like you're an asshole. Like just leave. Don't even talk to me. Like, you know what your friend looks like, you prick. Like, don't do that. But the best one I ever got was this guy told me that I looked like Vietnam Jesus.
And I was like, what does that even mean? And he said, you just look like Jesus if he'd really been through some shit. And so I would do that a lot.
What Jesus went through.
Yeah.
Easy breeze.
Yeah, if Jesus had done it, had
Yeah.
had any kind of difficult.
Yeah. No, that was the bit. Is that he was like, just like a
Jesus had it too good.
Yeah, and
start
I'd be
that
like,
here.
yeah, I would tell him, like, in the bit, I was like, have you read the book?
Do you know how it goes for that guy?
You know how it ends? Oh,
Yeah.
I assume he goes on vacation at the end. That's why we don't hear about him
Uh,
after 13 years old. Like, oh no. Oh.
But Dennis was like, Dennis told me one time, he was like, you need like a punch, like a punchline there. You need to say, you need a phrase, you need like a get her done phrase. And I was so against it. I was like, dude, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be like, that's just not me. But I said, you know, at the end of it, I was like, have you read the book? I was like, because I'm pretty sure JC went through some stuff. And he goes, well, either way, Vietnam Jesus. And I said, well, laugh and be blessed. And that got like a huge laugh. And that became like, I named my podcast Laugh and Be Blessed. Like it was, so I always think like Dennis really helped me with that, I think.
Yeah.
So you know, it's just one of those deals to where when people give me advice, even if it's someone, and I'm not saying this about Dennis, but even if it's someone like I've had, you know, open micers come to a show that I'm doing and afterwards be like, you know what would be funny here?
Glenn's like, oh, I'm gonna stop you right there.
Yeah.
Oh, pal.
Yeah, but dude, I listen to him every single time because it's like, who knows? Like,
I'm too conflict averse to tell them to get out to shut up before they say anything. But so I will listen to them. I listen to them thinking, I'm not gonna be taking this advice. You're wasting it.
No, 9 times out of 10,
isn't a good personality trait of mine.
No. I'm with you though. Like 9 times out of 10, I'm like, oh, thanks, dude. I appreciate that, and then forget about it. But every now and then you'll get one where they say it, and you're like, oh shit, that actually is funny. Like that would be a funny tag. Like, so I just always listen to them, and I mean, I don't know.
I just don't even hang around afterwards. That's my MO. Show's over, like I am out of there. Like I mean, you guys, Jake, you are, I think, clearly the more after a show hang, like talk to everybody. Like you're the Messiah. Yeah, you're their Messiah. I think Glenn is like maybe the next, because you'll like be around, but you're like, oh no, this is awkward for me. I don't like it. I'm like, I'm not even gonna put myself in that situation out here.
I do it. I feel like we're supposed to. Like I don't like it, but it is like, well, that's the people like it, and then they're more likely to come back next time if you do it. And I like that's when you can sell CDs or other merch or whatever. So it's like, oh, I should force myself through this. But I get so uncomfortable with that, like after show talking to people.
I feel like I have to do soft shoe. Like I just feel like I have to be like,
it is absolutely more of a performance than the actual show for me.
100%.
Yeah, that's so funny because I don't feel that at all. Like here's like, I'll just give you a setup of this is what a show is like, because I almost strictly work with Jay now. Like he keeps me busy enough to where I just tour with him.
Hell yeah.
Whenever we have, you know, time off, I'm also doing voice acting, so I just stay home. I'll do some voice gigs and just kind of hang out. Like I've got Skankfest in 2 weeks, I think, and that's it for the rest of the year.
Awesome.
Other than that, I'm just home. Like I'm just hanging out at home because he just keeps me busy enough, and he pays me very well. Like he makes sure that I'm taken care of, which is huge for a headliner to give a shit about.
Yeah.
Like that is such, like he legit.
We've talked about that before with Maria Bamford, like really being concerned about like if I'm making X amount of dollars, who are the people who are working also hard. Like it shouldn't be like I get $5,000. What did they get? $100? They got $100 for 30 minutes.
Yeah, 100%. And that's how Jason is. He's just like he asked me at the end of every weekend before you know, we part ways. He's like, how'd you do this weekend? And I'm like, oh, I did all right. And he'll be like, no, really, how did you do? And if I don't do good enough, then he makes sure that I do. Like, he'll pay me out of his pocket.
Nice.
But also I sell his merch for him now, and we found out a few months back that on the card reader you can do tips.
Oh,
and we didn't know that. And I was like, dude, do you care if I just like try to get tips? And he's like, no, absolutely. And I make twice as much on tips than I do getting paid by the club at least every night. Like, it's changed how much I make. It's insane. And
so you are.
I feel like that's a
connecting
great
those to
setup
an
for.
audience.
Sorry, go ahead, Ricky.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, like, if I were in that situation that I know people are, this has more to do with me and my mental, hang-ups. If I were seeing people that came to this show that I knew they came to see, not that they're not coming to see Jake.
Oh, they're not.
But that is a cherry on top, right? That is a bonus of just like, oh man, what a great night of comedy. Like,
yeah,
came to see Jay Muse. Now I know about Jake Ruble. Like, great. That's a great combination. If I were in your shoes, would be very happy because I would celebrate the night of the entertainment with the audience after the show, like being there at the merch table, like whenever I worked at the Funny Bone and stuff, being an opener. But for myself, I'm just like, oh, this is going to be disappointing. Like, you didn't come to see me, but if I was the headliner of the show and I'm standing, the person you have to walk by after the show, I don't have that confidence that like you came here for me, that you want to see me afterwards. Like, what version of me do you want to see? Like, that's where my hang up is. But yeah, sorry, Glenn. Yes.
No, I just think I think that's a great setup if you're working with a headliner. Because like, I feel like, I mean, specifically with Jay, I mean, I'm a fat kid from Jersey who went to film school. Like, I love that shit. Like, I'd be so thrilled to be in that position where if he was like, oh, can you sell merch? Like, absolutely, no, I'd be happy to. Yeah. The tip thing of like, oh, people are coming to see Jay. So if they want to buy a t-shirt with Jay's face on it and they buy it from the guy that they saw open, you're great at comedy. So they're like, oh, you were really funny, whether you have any merch or not. And you're like, oh, like, you're spending $30 on a shirt. You want to like throw $5 on for your new funny friend Jake? They'd be like, hell yeah, man. I think that's great.
Dude, I mean, it happens all the time to where like I've got some cool merch, but all my merch for the most part is like weed related.
Yeah.
Which at his shows usually do pretty well.
Sure.
Yeah.
But there's occasionally like somebody will come through the merch line and they're just like, oh, I don't smoke weed, so like I don't need a grinder or a rolling tray or anything. And it's like, yeah, no, that's fine. And I don't really push it very much. But then if they buy something of Jay's, like literally the last screen that they have on the card reader is, do you want to leave a tip?
Yeah.
And I'll be like, those tips do go to me. And like people leave $50, $100. Like, I mean,
that's great.
Yeah, it really has completely changed. Like it went from, oh, I can do this and it makes sense. My wife has a really good job. My wife is a nurse. So it's like, she's got the bills. I'll just get the extra money and get it kind of like live my dream.
My wife's a librarian. So saying it's like, oh, you have a steady income that we can schedule and like budget around.
Yes.
And I will probably work at some point next year. Like, it's going well. It's just, month to month truly have no idea how much I'm ever going to make. Thankfully it like is working out, but like it might not.
I mean, I just always like whenever I go to any kind of like work function that my wife has, like a wedding or something with some coworkers, and I go and they're like, what do you do? I'm like, I'm fancy unemployed.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I don't.
Please don't make me tell you jokes.
Yeah. I've been doing the biggest thing I've been doing this year is cruises. So like when I talk to my wife's coworkers or whatever, they're like, so you leave your wife at home for like weeks at a time to take care of the kids and do her regular job while you just go on a cruise? And I was like, I'm not going recreationally
every other day.
Yeah. No, 100%. It's weird.
It's baffling.
It's so wild because it's like the closest thing I can compare it to is like, I have to travel a lot for work, but like there's people in the military who like will get deployed for months and not see their family. I was like,
maybe don't
I know.
compare. Maybe
No,
it's wild that like
it's
I understand that it's a bad
it's a horrible comparison.
everyone's like, oh well, Glenn, your job is you're basically the troops, right? Because you have to.
You look like if
sail
Jesus.
around in
You
a
look like
fancy-
if Jesus has gone through some things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I went through a Carnival cruise liner where I had to do an all kid show.
Dude,
People keep bringing kids to those shows. It's wild.
I have like
Crazy.
the most cake gigs ever. Like I do cruises too, but only one, and it's the James.
Yeah,
Silent
you do the
Silent Bob cruise.
and it's like literally like
I almost went on that just to go. Not
dude,
to
you
perform.
should come. You should totally come. Like it is the most fun.
If I could sell that to my wife, if I could sell that to Allie, I missed my opportunity. My 40th birthday would have been the one where because I took her to Salem for her 40th, and then for my 40th, we did stuff like I saw Blink-182. That was nice. Like I had a good 40th. I was happy. But that would have been the year of been like, all right, we're just we're gonna be on a boat, but it's as if you stepped into a wormhole of Kevin Smith land. Like we're going to an amusement park on the sea that is 100% like the golden movie calf. But
it's harder to justify going on a recreational cruise
when you
without my children when I'm just doing them so much.
Yeah.
Like this weekend, I'm going to be in Cincinnati for a Dr. Mario tournament. I booked shows around it to like justify the trip. Yep. Because then I don't have to feel as guilty for abandoning my family for 3 days to play a video game.
Dude, we are gonna get along great, Glenn.
Hell yeah.
I mean, yeah. You're not ambitious.
Not even a little bit.
You like video games. Like we're the same, brother.
Yeah. It's been coming up in therapy lately where she's like, why don't you email a booker? Just ask one person to put you on a show. Yeah. I was like, what if I didn't? Because they keep asking me, which is nice.
Yeah.
She's like, but don't you feel like you don't have any control over how your career's going? I was like, oh, I have none. Absolutely. All I can control is whether I'm good at comedy.
I was gonna think. You think if I participated in more of the craziness, that I would have more control?
Yeah,
you are a wild person. You have no idea the lottery that this industry is.
I forgot that Ricky wasn't here at the beginning when we were just talking, and we were talking about how not ambitious we both are. Yes, so truly. That sounded like it came out of left field. And I was like, "You're not doing shit.
You're lazy."
Yeah.
I assumed that came up in the preamble before I came on, but yeah, dude, that's why I laughed so hard is because I was like, "Oh." That seems scripted. It seems awesome.
Yeah. No, dude, like my therapist is the same way. Which I'm not. I graduated therapy. I didn't know you could do that, but my therapist is like, I think you're fine.
I just started with a new one, and she's like, what would you say is like the biggest problem in your life right now? And I was like, I would love to get another dog, but my wife and kids don't want to. And she's like,
really?
I don't fine.
What do I do with this?
Yeah. No, that's pretty much at the end, my therapist was basically like, look, you can keep paying me and keep coming back if you really want to. He's like, but I think like we worked through the shit that you started to see me with. He's like, do you have anything else? And I was like, not really. My back hurts.
Did anybody ever touch you?
Yeah.
Great childhood. Things are going great.
All that. No, we went through that week 1, dude.
Like Freud, like you got a mama stuff, you gotta have dads. I mean, look at you.
Yeah.
Look at you Vietnam.
Yeah,
it's called you zombie.
You don't grow that beard without some dad stuff.
Zombie Jesus makes more sense than Vietnam Jesus. Zombie Jesus definitely, which technically
implies
Jesus was zombie Jesus. I mean, if you think about it,
what part of the story?
Yeah,
was it post snap? Was that when he was zombie Jesus? I don't remember.
There's baby Jesus, man Jesus, mystery Jesus, and some years that we don't know about, and then zombie Jesus. And zombie Jesus is my favorite.
That we do know. It's in the Nocta Gospels. So every year, I'm going to be hypocritical here. I think it's every like 10 years the Vatican, they get the highest rated theologians and historians or whatever that work for the church, and they get together and they vote on how much they believe the Bible proper that they're peddling, their version, and the Nocta Gospels, how much of it
That's the word choice you're going with? Peddling?
well, I mean, but
with
like,
our third former preacher turned comedian guest. Surprisingly common story, Jake. I think it was who was the other two? Matt King, and then
yes.
I'm sorry, Commonwealth guy. I forget your name.
Sean Braley.
Sean Bradley. He was the other one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we all are familiar at where my head goes. But anyway, I'll finish this. Is they vote on how much they think the Bible is historically accurate, like factual, and then how much are parables, how much is storytelling. And I think the last time they voted, they're like, all right, we think maybe 45% of this is fact, and everything else is
just the begat stuff, though. That's all.
Just the begat. When people got
that's begat. All real. The rest of it is just stories to help you lead a better, safer life.
But luckily,
people begat other people. We know that.
Begat. That is the first.
That's the truth. Yeah.
50 pages of the Bible.
Oh, I know, baby.
I mean, honestly, that was a big thing for me. That's half the reason why I left ministry, is because I was like, I really like this Jesus cat, but this whole religion around it, I feel like it's so made up. Like,
it's crazy that was also basically his whole platform. He's like, guys, please do not build a weird church around me. Can you just be nice to each other?
Dude, 100%. Like, I think about that a lot, to where it's like, he specifically was like, hey, don't do that. Don't do the thing that they're all doing. And then people were like, oh, we're gonna do that thing in your name. And he
wasn't
just take care of each other. That's all.
Doing that, like, no, come on, guys. Please don't. Just stop.
Yeah. Oh, he's not doing that thing that I do at the end of most shows, where I make the audience applaud me back on stage.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
Oh no, I can't.
I mean,
I can't
hypocrisy. Like, so when you start breaking down hypocrisies, this goes with the whole clean comedy thing, authenticity of one of the hardest things I think for a live performer or stand-up comedian is finding your voice. And so, Jake, something that you mentioned that is not a new thing, but pretty prevalent right now, is people coming up with a brand and a character. I talked about Bert Kreischer earlier, of like, I would happily not wear my shirt on stage just because that is one of my most comfortablest forms, is barefoot and shirt.
Ooh, what if you do the opposite? Go Winnie the Pooh.
I don't want to, like,
you can wear a long shirt and cover your dick if you feel like it's necessary. Just like maybe an inch of droopy balls hanging out the bottom.
Well, just start wearing a vest only. Just a vest.
Ooh, but a sparkly magician's vest.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, dude.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It really draws the eye because I don't want to look at anything else on that man.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be like, he's a lot hairier than I thought he was.
Yeah. Oh, I get that a lot when people see me.
That's a lot of hanging skin. I wonder if they shaved off that extra skin on him, how much weight that would.
Here's and this is probably just because I'm stoned at 10:15 in the morning, and I probably shouldn't. This is probably gonna sound so weird. You did this video a while back. Like, this is probably whenever you like had just started doing your weight loss journey.
Okay.
And you did this video about how to make scrambled eggs. And it was in a mug, and you just put the mug in a microwave.
Oh, 1 minute egg. 1 minute egg.
Yes. Daddy. So you did that, but you did that video with no shirt on. And
confident as hell, right?
And dude, I was like, and I had known you for a minute at this point, and I was like, he's so hairy. and it's funny because for whatever reason, like, that video, anytime I think about you, that video pops in my head, and I'm just like, oh yeah, Ricky, so hairy.
Interesting. Am I deceptively, like, I know I have some like patches, and like I got chest hair, but it's not like.
No, it's just
more.
I think it's, like, you both have way more chest hair than me. I have I have no chest hair.
See, like,
I have the hairiest one of us all. dude, I've got nothing. There's nothing
Really?
there.
Oh,
There's
see,
nothing-
I'm
a little bit
hirsute.
right, little right there.
You deceptively have
full
no
on
chest
Robin
hair, but
Williams
it looks
level,
like
but-
you do.
Yeah. No, that's what I. So yeah, this is a weird podcast.
My legs, back, and ass are so hairy.
Yeah, I like.
Oh, and this is why when people ask Glenn, they're like, "What do you do?" And he's like, "Well, I got this. Like, where can I find you? What can I listen to? Like these albums. I have this weekly podcast." But then Glenn always says, "Don't listen.
Don't listen to it."
Yeah, no, that makes. I
And
used
like, well, what is it? It's like,
I used to have people that would ask me after shows like, "Oh, do you have a podcast?" Because that's like the big thing, and I'm like, "Yeah, I do a podcast. It's called Laugh and Be Blessed," and they'd be like, "Oh, awesome! I'm gonna check it out." And I'm like, "You won't like it."
Yeah.
And they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "What I'm doing on stage is not the podcast. Like the podcast is me and my wife. Like it was me and my wife talking. Like it started off by I was interviewing comedians, and I think Ricky, I think you were like one of the first people I ever interviewed on there. And so I did like 3 or 4 episodes where I would interview a comedian and just talk to him about comedy. And then I realized quickly, like, oh, this is every podcast. Like that because it's just like interview questions and stuff like that. It's not like this is just a hang. This doesn't feel like a comedian podcast. This is like a hang. This is nice. I like this.
But like, what's nice about it is the comfortability of one of the things, it's not like a goal of ours, but like when we have a comedian on is to, again, hear your truth, your authenticity of like, why do you do it? What are you working on? What are the struggles? Are there things that like at our level, maybe it would be nice for someone to hear that is interested in comedy, interested in the industry. And I think, but it's not like, okay, and here's our list of questions. We're going to cover this every time.
No.
Like last episode, if you listen to it, not last episode, but 2 weeks ago, we thought we were going to be discussing one thing. And then we ended up talking about Robin, like in Batman, like all the different iterations of Robin.
Yeah. No, that's good.
And on our trip, we have to still do an episode when Glenn and I went to Nebraska for the Johnny Carson 100th birthday show.
Yeah,
we in the hotel room developed a fan spec script for a comic book, which would be Billy Madison versus Batman.
Yeah, it was.
It works.
There were events at the museum we were performing at throughout the weekend, so we went to one of them. I knew the woman who runs the museum from previous trips. Introduced her to Ricky, check in, let her know we're there and everything. And then there was a couple hours before the show, and it's like, oh well, we did literally spend 12 hours yesterday driving, so we're gonna go back to the hotel for a little bit and rest. Instead, we argued and broke story for an 8-issue run of Batman versus.
As if like,
yeah, we're ready. We're like, we're ready for nap time. We're all tucked in. Time for sleep. Okay, but what if Billy Madison had to fight all of the Robins?
Dude, honestly.
It's done in the organization of the movie, so we can just use the original outline of Billy Madison and then just plug and play with the Batman universe and the Robins and the reasons why.
Yeah,
like he still has to compete. Yeah.
I love it. I used to go on tour with AJ Wilkerson, and me and him would do the same.
Yeah,
we would literally lay in bed, like side, like that, like on our sides, looking at each other, and be like, "Hey, bud."
We've been in cars.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not like, oh, finally, Glenn and I have some alone time. We had been in a vehicle over 12 hours.
We had been in a shitty Mustang,
black Mustang that they gave him in New Jersey, and they're like, "We're giving you an upgrade, Glenn. You want a convertible black Mustang that you got to lay on the ground and roll into?"
It was terrible car. Ford, I'm not even mad at Enterprise for giving me the car, because they're like, oh, we're gonna upgrade you. I was like, oh no, thank you, please I'll take the one that I reserved. And they're like, no, like we're not gonna charge you.
We don't have it.
And I was like, we just don't have any more of like a standard car, so your choices are 2025 Mustang convertible or giant SUV. And I was like, I guess
giant SUV.
Every time.
I guess well, no, because it's funny. taking the worst car is
We
funnier.
thought it would be, but it got so unfunny because
Yeah.
of how shitty this car was. A brand new car. Like the iPad that was laying across for the navigate, everything was digital. And I know this is
It
gonna
all-
be like old
it's all
man
computer
shouting
now.
at the moon, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
Like the function, like it overheated and like it would cut out from the directions. It would cut out from like being able to control the AC, like in the car. Like the car sucked.
Yeah,
Like
it's all
the,
touchscreen. If the map was up at the same time you were listening to stuff, the audio would like freeze and stutter. Truly a failure of design. I've never had a worse time driving in a car than that
but
one.
had a great time us kibitzing and just talking
Oh, I mean,
about
the part where I
everything
was in
under
the car
sun.
with you, bud, that was mostly
Yeah.
fine.
Whoa,
That's
except for
not
my
what I'm
smells.
complaining about. Yes, specifically, you're like, what if I get a giant pickle to eat in a car? I was like, man, I would rather you not eat a
Yeah,
giant
maybe
pickle.
don't do that.
You're just you're gonna spill pickle juice all over it, and I'm gonna have to smell pickles for the
I
next
didn't
3 days.
smell anything. I'm a clean boy.
Let him stay in your bed. He's a clean boy.
Come on, let him. Yeah, the Chris Farley.
Please, yeah, please let me. Please don't make me clean your sheets.
Yeah, maybe. What is the difference, or was there any at all between the audiences between opening for AJ and with Jay? Like, is there? I would imagine similar audiences, or was there a difference that you noticed?
I mean, there's definitely a crossover, but AJ gets a lot of people who don't fuck with comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so AJ gets a lot of people that see him because he's very like social media famous.
Okay.
So he's got like millions of followers online and stuff, and he's got this amazing story about being autistic and then like getting diagnosed later in life with autism and
New
about
competition, Glenn.
yeah.
No, I just officially got diagnosed like last month. But it's a thing I've been talking about for a while, and it's like I am waiting for the first internet comment to like accuse me of just stealing either from Dan Lamort or AJ. And I was
Yeah.
like, more than 2 people can be autistic.
I mean,
Nope, not comedy.
I mean, the thing that's funny because I think everyone in comedy is autistic.
I think so many more people in comedy are autistic than realize it.
100%, so many people.
Yeah,
but
a little pitch.
Yeah, we're all on the spectrum. That's why it's a spectrum.
Well, that's why everybody, regardless on the level of delusion, you have to have a level of healthy delusion and unbridled confidence.
Yeah.
In self.
It's insane to stand in a theater of 1,000 people and think you're the one that everyone needs to be listening to. Like, no,
45 minutes,
100%,
like 30 minutes, for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too, is like when most people's fear is public speaking, like, would you rather be giving a eulogy or be in the casket? More people pick the casket. We are like, a funeral is a captivating audience. Like,
have you guys ever done a eulogy?
Yeah, for my grandfather.
Yeah,
I cried.
You throw any jokes in there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I did my grandfather's eulogy that my dad wrote but didn't want to deliver, again because like he didn't want to stand in front of everybody. He thought he would cry and he didn't want a bunch of people to see him cry, so he asked me to do it, and he's like, you can like explain that I wrote it. So I like threw a couple jokes
Tell
in.
people that I did work and this is I honor.
Yeah.
But before I went up, my friend Jason Brown came with me. Just because he's my friend, to be like supportive. No, he asked, he's like, hey, when do you want me to let you? Incredible.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I did a eulogy. I did a show at a funeral. What'd you say?
You did a show at a. Have you ever told that story on stage?
Yeah, I think it's in Good Grief.
Okay. What you did? You were hired for for somebody else's funeral?
Yes. So in Binghamton, New York. Yeah.
What?
In Binghamton, New York, there was a guy who was going to open a club, and before the club opened, he had I think it was an undiagnosed heart condition, just died suddenly. But the club was like so close to being open that his friends and his wife are just like, let's just do it. Let's just open the club. So it's the
Yeah.
Boho in Binghamton, New York. It's a great room. If anybody is looking for comedy, reach out to them. They're incredible. And the club wasn't quite finished, but they're like, what if we do like the reception part of the funeral? Like they did the proper like funeral at a church, I imagine. But then like we should have like people speak at the club. So I was one of the comics when they reached out and they're like, hey, we know this is kind of like a weird ask, but would you maybe want to do a set at the funeral? And I was like, weirdly, yeah, it was while I was
The order is going to be bucket. We're going to bucket order it though, so we're going to draw names out.
Because
We're gonna pull it out of the casket.
I'd been developing all the material that became the special I did about my brother dying. So it's like you could not have picked a more appropriate person to ask for this.
Is that on your resume?
That
Multiple
I've done
funerals.
I've done.
Is that on your bash? Do you have that listed on your bash profile?
I've not. I wonder, is there a thing? Because I get asked to do weddings a lot, and it's like,
yeah, I would rather do a funeral.
Oh, I agree. Like weddings are horrible. That is the dumbest. I've done I think 2 weddings, and it
Tell
is.
us. We know Glenn's. Tell us.
It is the dumbest thing to do. I got booked to do a wedding one time, and I wasn't going to do it, but they were like, it was an absurd amount of money for the amount of time that I'd been in comedy. It was like the most, like triple what I had ever made.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, they told me where the reception was, and no shit, it was like 2 miles from my house. It was like right down the road from my house. I have no idea. Like they saw me at a show in Indianapolis and was like, you'd be so funny. And I was like, okay. So I went to go do it. And it was the worst time because it ended up, since it was so close, there was like 3 people I went to school with that was there.
Oh,
which is like the worst thing ever. And they had me just standing on a table in a barn. And it was like no one's paying attention.
Did you have a microphone?
Yes, I got down and started like walking through the crowd, just roasting the crowd at one point, because I was like, they don't like, I can't just do jokes. They don't want to hear stories. They don't want to hear jokes. They want me to just talk to them. Yeah. So I spent like 45 minutes just walking around this barn, roasting old men pretty much. And they liked it. Like it was fine for them. Worst for me. I hated it. And then whenever I went to go get paid, she paid me like half. And I was like,
got to burn that barn down, I guess.
And I was like, so this is, I was like, this is going to be a real weird situation for both of us. Like as soon as I looked at the amount, I looked at her and said, this is going to be awkward for both of us, but we're going to get through it and it's going to be fine. And she kind of looked at me. She's like, what do you mean? And I said, so this is not what we agreed upon. And she was like, no, that's what they told me to pay you. And she started to walk away. And I said, hold on a second. I have the messages. I'm going to show you. And then I would appreciate it if you pay me what you said you would, so I could fucking leave. Like, it's like I was being nice in the beginning, but you're not going to walk away from me.
I'm saying this in a nice way, but I will be getting this money, or I will remind you how flammable barns are.
Yeah. Also, I live 2 miles from here. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Like don't.
I can go home and get changed and be back here in 10 minutes to have this conversation again, but it's happening.
Yeah. So that was one wedding that I did. The other one was for this guy who used to do all the music for like my podcasts, and like he was a guy that I also met in Indianapolis. He liked my shows. He started coming.
You couldn't talk him out of it?
No, he was so sweet. It was for his daughter. It was her wedding, and he was such a nice guy that I was like, I'll do it. And it was at a country club, and everybody was like so like dressed up, and it was so fancy. And I show up like in ripped up blue jeans and like a Grateful Dead vest and like a tie-dye shirt, and I just show up and I'm like, all right. And I went up to him and I told him, I said, so what do you want me to do? And he's like,
they're like Rupert from Survivor. Way smaller in person.
Yeah. Also from Indianapolis. So
I know.
I have a funny story about Rupert that I'll tell you too. But I was, I was just doing like, whatever jokes, marriage jokes, stuff like that. The crowd was having fun with it. And I was like, oh, well, what worked last time was I started making fun of the crowd, and that worked out. So I pointed this dude out that kind of like looked like the roughest guy there. Like he just looked a little bit more clean than me. And I was just like, hey man, what's up? I was like, so when'd you get out? Just as a joke. And he was like, 4 months ago. And then it ended up being that he had just gotten out of rehab, and like me and him just had a full-blown conversation about like drugs and our sobriety.
Hell yeah.
And like, dude, people loved it, and it wasn't even jokes. And it turns out, like, I guess it was like a cousin that had like a really, like, they were all really worried about, and he turned his life around. So like me shining the spotlight on him and letting him have his moment for a minute to just be like, I'm proud of you, dude. And like everyone's cheering for him, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like I went to
the bride is like, oh great. I'm glad Greg, who's no longer on the Heron, is getting celebrated at my
I swear to God his name was Greg. I'm 95% sure his name was Greg.
You're lying.
No,
you're just saying
I'm 95% sure that his name was Greg. That's hilarious.
So I'm glad that both your wedding stories turned out that you still killed it sounds like, and an audience. Like the worst part of the first one was the confrontation of the half pay, which is, yes, that's fucking nightmare. I did an anniversary show, which it was the 40th anniversary, and it was at back room of like a Maggiano's in Chicago, and it paid too much not to do. Again, another one of those, I don't want to do this show, but like someone's going to do it. Might as well be me. And I can make a family trip to Chicago and stay with some friends. Yeah. And for 1 hour of this trip, like I got to do this. So I showed up early. It was almost everybody that was in their original wedding party was there. And I could match them based on, they had a diorama of their wedding photos, and like they had their photo albums out of their whole lives, of all their kids. So like even without having to know too much about their family, I was able to get to clock some stuff and be like, all right, I can weave some stuff together for this, because I had written some jokes that were anniversary based jokes, and I was just like, all right, like I started off, so the night starts off, the microphone, I was like, and there's a microphone, like, yep. And like, and here it is, it's attached to the podium. And I was like, beautiful. This, and I was here early enough. I was like, no, I was like, this isn't going to work. Like, that's just, it needs to be, as we discussed, a microphone cordless or corded with a mic stand. And so they figured it out in the next hour and a half. But so I started off and I was like, you might not know this, for first year being married, it's paper. The second, and I went through like what the anniversary gifts are, and I was like, and jump forward to, I guess your 40th gift is a comedian that nobody has ever heard of, and like everyone just stared at me, and I was like,
you're like, all right, yep,
awesome. Go. So I started talking to the room. I was like, all right, we're going to the room stuff early, and I was told keep on going until the dessert comes. And so I go to the children's table, the sons.
Yeah, roast those little idiots.
Yeah. I had seen Halloween.
You want to repeat third grade, idiot?
I saw that picture in your family photo album where it's like Johnny has to do it again. Everyone's like, boo, Johnny.
Yeah. He's just crying.
Yeah, his first day he's a little bigger, but it's the same placard.
Yeah.
Happy first day of third grade.
Again,
yeah, written in chalk. But there was a Halloween picture of all of them, and it was definitely homemade costume. So I got to that. It was some easy stuff to mine, except for then there was something about the last son that they were all being weird about, and like even the photos, like there was some time missing. And I was just like, oh, like, I don't know what the story of that is, so I'm not going to And I'm just like, oh yeah, and blah blah blah, and the boys are back together. And the mom starts crying, and she's like, the boys are back together. It's been such a long time.
Oh
We're
no.
just so happy that Greg is here with us again. Like, and it turns out he had been in prison for like 4 years for
Yeah.
I don't know
That's
what.
awesome. That's
And it's just like, and then it felt like forever, but I had done like 30 minutes and the dessert started coming out. And I was like, oh, you know what? I was told that when the dessert comes out, that was my cue to wrap things up. So everybody, like, please raise your whatever you're drinking, blah, 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 too. Da da da. And he had given me the envelope of money before the show. And I just left. Like when I put in the microphone, I
no,
just,
100%.
like
Yep.
everybody else, I just got out of there.
Yeah, I gotta go. Yeah, 100%. I've done like birthday parties and stuff that are real weird like that, to where it's like, you know, maybe let me know beforehand. Don't do any prison jokes. You know what I mean? Like maybe just like give me a heads up. Let me know, like, don't talk about these subjects. But people are like,
always
no,
ask.
everything's open. Do it,
Yeah.
everything. It's like, is there anything you want me to steer clear of? Nah, we're gonna have a good time, completely open. You just have fun with it. And I'll just, you know, I'll get up there and be like, all right, who here's been to prison? And then it's just like, we fucking hate you. Yeah, yeah. It's always a fun time.
I did the one we talked about on the show when around the time when I did it, but I went out to Ohio to do a guy's birthday party, and his wife was so prepared. I had like a dossier on everybody at that party. I was like, oh, I'm not reading any of this.
Yeah.
But she's like, oh yeah, like then you can like make jokes about everyone. I was like, I will not be doing that.
Do you just want to do it, man?
Yeah, I will make I'll make some jokes about your husband. Sure, like you're paying me enough that I will like I'll read up on it. She had people like emailing me about like their stories about him. I was like, this is helpful, like because I do not know your husband. It's hard to write jokes about a guy I've never met. But then she's like, oh, and like here's stuff about the people that are coming. I was like, that's too much homework.
How sick would it be though if you just like they paid you and you just went and you're just like, hey, I'm the comedian. So and then you just read the emails.
Read it, yeah.
Every
you just doxed everyone.
Yeah.
I was like, here's what you all think of each other.
Yeah. They're all like crying and fighting whenever you leave, and you're just like, my work here is done.
Right. It's like I don't need to. We don't need to involve every. Plus, like I was doing, I think a total of 30 minutes, but it was also weirdly spread out throughout the evening. Which
so bad.
Was the one thing where I was like, I don't think you should do it this way.
Yeah.
She explained why she wanted it done that way, and it's like, I think I can make it work, but because I told her, it's like, well, if we're gonna do it that way, what I can do.
Life. Like,
that's essentially what it was. So like, she's like, oh, he's gonna be moving around table to table in between courses, so like he can spend time with everybody. And I was like, then I will also do that. I will just follow your husband around, and I will ask people at the table.
That's
like the
so
jokes.
Funny.
The jokes about her husband were all like framed as questions. So she told me all this stuff about his life, and then when I would go to a different table, and I'd be like, all right, so did you guys know this thing about, or like I would just ask them, I was like, so which do you think is true about your friend? I was like, if I treat it like trivia about this guy, I think it can work.
It's
I
like
do think it would be better if you just let me talk for 20 minutes and then I leave.
Yeah,
that would be better.
You're like a reverse wingman.
Kind of. Yeah.
Go around and he's trying to like be cool with his friends, and you're just like, hey, so he's a piece of shit though, right?
Yeah.
What do you
he seemed to enjoy it, which is better, because I did one a couple years ago where the girlfriend booked me to not roast the guy, but like she told me stories about him to like make jokes. He hated it immediately. She didn't tell anyone that there would be a comedian.
That's the one.
I knew it would be a surprise for him, but no one at the party knew. So I just had to show up at the back of a restaurant and be like, hey, everyone, shut up. Stop having fun and talking to each other, and instead listen to me, a guy you don't know,
who's going to tell you why I'm yelling at you.
Yeah.
In just a second.
I will try to like half remember some bullshit she told me about this guy. I know you all just want to go back to he was mad dogging me the whole time. And at one point, I just said in the set, I was like, hey, man, I can tell that you don't like this, but you're not the one paying me to be here. So I'm going to keep talking until I hit the agreed upon amount of times that your girlfriend still pays me money, and you guys can fight about it after. I am not invested in the longevity of your relationship.
Were you drinking alcohol at that point?
No.
Okay, so I would have, because I've had one of these that I could tell the dude was not into having a comedian at his birthday. And so I brought him on stage because he seemed a little like that wasn't going to be a problem because he's kind of a dude bro. And so I was like, I'm sorry for this.
Did body shots off of him?
Kind of.
To win the crowd over?
I was like, what?
Like, hold this lime in your mouth.
I said, what embarrassing shot do you want to make me do? And you can do a shot with me. And I was like, it's on my tab. Oh no,
Whoa.
2 big rubles.
So many.
The Rubleverse. We're all rebels.
I lost connection again, so I had to switch.
Yeah, you're
I
still
love
frozen.
that you are up there frozen.
Yeah, I know. It won't let me get out of it.
It's like bird's eye view too. So anyway, I was like, so embarrassing shot means whatever you want. It can be like frou-frou, it can be sugary, it can be whatever. It can be piss. Dave Pierce. I was like, it can be hardcore, it can be malort, like whatever you want. I was like, I'll do it, and that will be cool, right? And like that ended up working because he was kind of able to be like, oh yeah, this guy, like he knows this is stupid. Like, okay, yeah, keep going, buddy. It was like a little frat bro-y, but ugh. So your guy though, did you talk to him afterwards, Glenn? Did he say anything? Oh, okay. Did he say like I did not want out of me? Yeah. Did he say like I didn't like I like the show, but this is not what I wanted for my birthday?
No, he said he had a lovely time.
Oh.
Because the whole thing was supposed to be a surprise for him, but all the surprises got blown except for that I would be there. But I was like, well,
surprise of them all.
It's a huge surprise because he's not going to know who I am.
Yeah.
His wife, when she booked me, she's like, oh, we both love comedy. We go to clubs all the time. They live in Ohio. She's like, we'll go like for a weekend and just watch a bunch of stand-up in New York. Like we'll go to this. I was like, that's great that you guys love comedy. Has your husband ever heard of me specifically? And she's like, I don't think so. And I was like, oh, well, maybe what you could do, because she booked me months and months in advance so that I could like learn about this guy. And I was like,
what if he did recognize you and you were just like in the bar and he's like, are you Glenn Tickle?
Well, I told her, I was like, what you should do is like, I have specials and stuff online, like
drop them throughout the week leading up,
like show him some clips.
But what if he was like, fuck this guy?
I know, like, that's what I was thinking of. That's so brave of you.
Well, that's
like, let him watch me first, and then you get another email.
Well, no, because it would be great because then I wouldn't have to do it. I don't want to do. I mean, she paid me a lot. She paid me enough money that I was willing. I'm like, hey, I'll do this however you want to do it. Like, because a lot of times I'll be doing like a corporate gig for it's like $500, and they're like, oh, can you like write a bunch of jokes about our company? Not for $500. I can't. No. If you want to renegotiate the terms of this deal, you guys booked me at the Glenn will show up in a reasonably nice outfit and talk about whatever he wants rate. If you want me to like learn how plumbing works so that I can write those jokes, that's way more of my time.
That are going to be 100% Mario based.
Yeah.
So who knows if they're real plumbing.
I did do one corporate gig for plumbers, and I tried to do some plumbing jokes, and they hated it. They're like, dog, we do plumbing stuff all day. We don't want to. We want to take a break from plumbing. Can you stop talking about
it? It's funny how much we have in common to where we're both just like, all right, yeah, we'll do it. If you're going to give us money, we'll do it. But like, don't expect me to be happy about it.
I mean, truly, it depends where it's like, if I'm getting paid well, like if somebody books me, they're like, oh, we need you to wear a suit. I was like, okay, then I'm going to charge you the suit rate. I would probably wear a suit. Like I have a general sense of like how to dress appropriately for events. Sure.
I do not.
But if you like,
but they're getting you the character, Jake. Like
if you are insisting,
if you came in, like if someone was like, Jake, we want you for this, we want to have you at this weird thing.
And
that you probably shouldn't have a comedian.
Sure.
And it's like, but we need you in a cummerbund and like tux with
Yeah.
tails. Like, you'd be
You
like,
have
are you
a
sure?
more distinct
Yeah.
You want
image
me,
on
dude.
stage.
Yeah, I don't think you want me to be there.
Yeah. I think that is confluence of
Yeah. No, that's honestly why I just started doing shows with Jay all the time, is because it's like, he's my childhood idol. So it's like, yeah, of course I'm gonna go do shows with him. But then it's like, once I started doing the shows, it was like, oh, this is exactly how I would do it if I was the headliner.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest thing for me. AJ's the same way, like doing shows with him. The only reason I don't do a lot of shows with him anymore is because it conflicts with the shows with Jay. But I still pick shows up with him because we literally will go do the shows and then we just want to go play video games.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to go smoke a joint, play video games, and eat Whataburger. Like, I don't want to, like, I don't want to go to the bar. I don't want to go to the strip club. I don't want to go to an after party. I don't want to stay at the club until 2 o'clock in the morning, hanging out with everybody. Not that I'm against like hanging out with people, but it's like, dude, I just want to go lay down now. Like, I want to go watch, the ID channel and make fun of, like, that's dude, me.
good. That's a good on the road channel.
Oh, dude, that was probably mine and AJ's go-to, was that we would go back to the hotel, we'd put on the ID channel, get way too high, and just make the darkest, most horrible jokes that we would never be able to repeat to people.
Sure.
And we would just lay there and
Loretta Bailey was just a normal housewife who used to collect knives, not for any reason, until she met Greg, her newly deceased husband.
Man, I would never watch a second of any of like the many gold mining shows on television right now at home. But if I'm in a hotel room, I will watch that shit for 8 hours straight.
Oh, dude.
Run it through the sluice box
Run
again.
it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do it, dude.
Storage Wars.
Yeah.
Oh. No, well,
All
I
that
did
must
weirdly
have-
watch a lot of Storage Wars at home, but I think it was because I was depressed.
Oh,
I don't think it was
you
because it was
feel
great
like what it felt
content.
like.
No,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it's the best. Like we would do. I'll tell you one joke that I remember that we made that was like in very poor taste, but it was just one of those situations where it's like you just want to make your buddy laugh.
Yeah.
Like, so we are so like we had been just passing, the pin back and forth, laying in bed, and we hit it way more times than should be allowed. Like, we were like not even with it anymore. And it's super quiet, and we're just
What snacks did you have?
probably, I would say more than likely it was probably like Gold Peak sweet tea, which is like my go-to drink. I would say we probably had beef jerky because we eat a lot of beef jerky. And
Stinky room.
Yeah, and then probably like some chips,
Regional, like local, if it's like if you go to the gas station,
yeah,
you're like, ooh, what's this brand? Is this just from this weird little part of the United States? Yeah.
And then probably, like, depending on where we were, some cold Sheets gas station food.
Sheets.
Sheets is
Sheets in the pants.
It's my favorite. But
I live in prime people arguing whether Sheets or Wawa is better
Sheets,
territory.
100%.
And I think I actually might have flipped recently because they've changed a lot of their food at Sheets. The reason I liked it was they were more. I'm a vegetarian, so there's more stuff I could eat. But they got rid of a lot of the stuff that I liked there, and they made their pizza worse. So, and then Wawa added a bunch of stuff. But I tried doing a joke about like, this is a dumb argument to have. Like, they are gas stations where you buy a sandwich. Like, you shouldn't feel so strongly about this, but objectively Sheets is better. And I tried doing that in Philadelphia once, and a guy literally tried to fight me after the show.
Yeah, dude, people about that. But anyways, we're laying in bed and we're watching it and watching ID channel. It's super quiet, like for like 15, 20 minutes. Neither one of us say a single word. We're just passing it back and forth. It's just super quiet. And then it's like a horrible, horrible scene where this like, they're like, and then and it's one of the ones where like the wife, like the actual person that it happened to, is telling this story, and then there's a reenactment. So she's crying, and she's like, he came home, he'd been on the road for 2 days and he came back home and
Jake Ruble, stand-up comedian.
there was cold spaghetti that was left on the stove. So he grabbed the spaghetti, threw it on the floor, forced me on my hands and knees, and forced me to eat it off the floor because I didn't clean it up. And it's super quiet and it's like a horrible, horrible situation. And I hit the pin and I just go, what a Mac. And AJ lost it. And it's like, that's a perfect example of being on the road and just being like, I'm gonna like say horrible shit to make this guy laugh. And that was like the only one that I could even tell probably publicly, because the rest of them were real bad. But it's like, we don't mean it. We just have a dark sense of humor. We just want to make each other laugh.
Sure.
Well, we're also, I think, explorers and scientists of comedy.
Yeah.
Of just being like, all right, so we all know.
Are we explorers, Ricky?
Calm down, military comedian.
Look, this is what I've been.
You don't know what it's like being deployed to the Caribbean again.
You don't know what it's like being Jesus.
Yeah.
And in Vietnam. Make that comic book. I'm sure there is. I'm sure. Sure there is.
There is now.
I mean, kind of Jesus in Vietnam is also the scene from Watchmen with Dr. Manhattan just like decimating with the comedian. So I don't know. I think
no, we always push as much as possible. I mean, there's been a lot of times where like I'll say a joke and HA would just go, Jesus Christ. And
right. But that's what I'm saying is like,
I get it. You're right.
Like, we know how to formulate the basic structure of a handful of different kind of jokes. Like a magician knows that, like, all right, this is sleight of hand, this is blah blah, this is this kind of trick, whatever. Like as joke magicians, we're like, okay, what is something that I could say to this person in a certain timbre of voice or whatever that I am safe, that they're not going to write me off completely. Like there are certain things said with a certain angle of intent or a bite that if we said to each other, it'd probably be like, ooh, let's have a conversation about that. That might have been a line that you overstepped.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we're gonna make jokes that are kind of mad lib, like, all right, I'm going to say this to you. And you're like, oh, I know you're doing a bit. And then you say something maybe dark or taboo. And then it's about, getting that unexpected laugh from that person, because we also all know how we are perceived or are striving to be on stage. And like, maybe you don't even have the comfortability of doing that with an audience, but you can do it with your safety net, like other comedian performer who also thinks kind of in the same 100%.
way. I mean, I've said jokes before where AJ's like, dude, you got to do that tonight on stage. And I'm like, fuck no, there's no fucking way I would say that in front of people.
Oh, we have talked, Billy DeVore classically, me and Zach Wyckoff were going up to do a show that Billy was headlining at this winery, and it ended up on a Bill Burr podcast, which Billy's like, fuck, it was funny. But he's just like, was rambling about, did you know that Chef Boyardee's first name is Jeff? And he's like, Chef Jeff Boyardee. We're like, oh my God, that's so funny. And like, you should do that joke tonight. Make sure you do it early so you don't forget it, because it's such a good joke. And then he kind of opened with it, and it landed like such the wet fart. And me and Zach were sitting behind him. Like it was a winery where we were also out in the open, and we were both just like, and Billy was just like, you fucking assholes. He's like, dude, they told me into doing that. Like turned on us so quick.
Oh, you gotta.
It worked for
throw your
him,
friends under the
the
bus.
audience. Like it helped right the ship, because he did get on it like that. There's sometimes honesty in those moments. The audience loves that.
Oh,
so it ended up working. But yes, I love talking to somebody. And if a joke comes up on a trip and we got a show, like when we pull in, or like, you know, we check in the hotel or whatever, being like a show that night, just being like, you got to do that. You got to do that. That's gold. Think of all the doors that could open.
And then they do it, and you're like, I can't believe you did
it. You did it. What an idiot.
I never would have done that. That's awesome.
All right, we better wrap up. We've had you way longer than an hour.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize. Normally, I give the guests a heads up that we go long and then let you bail after a while, but I forgot to do that. So we've been holding you hostage for far too long.
Honestly,
I
I've been every time that the camera goes down, I smoke more weed and then come back. So like I thought we just started. I'm fine. I guess I'll go as long as you get.
You're like quantum leaping. You're like Scott Bakula.
Oh my god, dude! We
Oh,
freaking live in a simulation, dude. I have been actively trying to find the old episodes of Quantum Leap to watch because I love that show so freaking much.
It's great.
And it's so hard. You can't really find it on streaming. You have to just buy it on Amazon or whatever.
Physical media. Yeah.
But there is on my Samsung TV, there's a station that at on the weekends, it's like the smart TV or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's a station called Get that is like great 80s television or something like that.
Oh hell yeah.
On the weekends from like I think it's like 11 to 2, like 11 at night to 2 a.m. they show old episodes of Quantum Leap, and I find myself like it's back in the day when you had to schedule your time around your shows to where I'm like, oh shit, hold on, Quantum Leap's on, I have to go. Like, and I've been
Mystery Science Theater 3000 Sunday mornings on the Sci-Fi Channel. Like I would never do any extracurriculars. I think at 10 a.m. there would always be like 2 episodes back to back. I was just like, nope, this is when I get my MST3K because I can't afford those VHS tapes.
It's kind of a cool feeling to do that again, though, to be like, oh, I got to go watch my show. Like you have no control over it. You just have to.
You know, Glenn is an avid A-Team fan.
Yeah. I did not know that.
I love it.
Yeah. I mean,
you got to have you back.
Yeah. I mean, anytime.
I've been talking about Mr. T an insane amount in the new hour that I'm getting ready to record. And the first, I did a show with my friend Aaliyah Brown. I think it was like the end of 2023, maybe. And I don't know why I kept bringing him up. And then after the show, she goes, hey, you talked a lot about Mr. T tonight. And it's 2023. So I don't know why you did that. And then we did another show together like a month later. So I was like, I'm going to do it more. I'm going to see how many times I can bring him up. And she's like, that's not what I meant. Right. And I wasn't like, oh, you should. Could you stretch that 8 minutes of Mr. T material into 20? I've done it anyway.
I have a full story
that
I did, like a 10-minute story about sleepaway camp. About
sleepaway. Hell yeah.
It like
hell yeah.
I mean, and have
you ever sent that to me?
No. I don't really record my sets anymore. No.
Do you have any audio? I mean, I'm not asking.
I might have some audio. But I
would love to see that.
It's very fun because it's about my daughter wanting to like start watching horror movies. Like she came when she was like 14.
And you started with Sleepaway Camp?
So that's the whole thing, is that she was like 14 years old and she came out here and was like, hey, I want to start watching the movies that you watch. And I'm like, that's illegal.
Oh, the router again. Oh, his router died on a great joke.
But I was gonna say, what a way to punch out.
Yeah.
Should we just wrap up the episode, or would that be rude?
Okay. Here we go. Double Jakes again.
It's ridiculous.
It froze on a great joke this time, at least.
Yeah. Yeah. I do that on stage too, where right before I hit the punchline, I just stop. Yeah. But okay, there. I think I left now. Okay, I'm just staying on the phone this time.
Probably. We'll wrap up with this.
But I was like, well, what do you want to watch? And she said, I don't know. I was thinking like Friday the 13th or something. I'm like, oh, you want to watch like a camp slasher? She's like, yeah. I'm like, well, that's not what we're starting with. We're going to start with Sleepaway Camp. But the reason is because when that movie came out, the twist at the end was wild. And like in the 80s, that is wild. That is a wild twist. But I'm like, she's 14.
It's wild now. That movie is wild, but not for the twist, but just for the greasiness and everything that's why that movie is brilliant, is because there's everything going on, but there's like the psychosexual nature of that movie is fascinating. And again, to only come out like 3 years into the Friday the 13th world. Yes, I agree. It's the best non-Friday the 13th movie that is better than the Friday the 13th movies because there's more going on story-wise, thematic-wise, visually, I think, and there's actually kids. None of the Friday the 13th movies, except for Jason Lives, has kids.
And also has some of the most quotable lines in that movie. Like "Eat shit and live" is one of the greatest. It's one of the greatest lines ever. But I wanted to watch it with a 14-year-old because I was curious. Like, are we gonna get to the end of this movie and she's just gonna basically be like, "I don't get it. Like, what's the twist? Like, I don't, like, I don't get it." So I wanted to watch it. Still holds up, by the way. For new kids, like, it still holds up. But it's like. That started her on a weird journey. Like, she watches the weirdest movies now, and I'm so for it. Like, I love it. She's the best.
It's like nature versus nurture. Like, was that the itch she was looking to scratch, or did you curate this now by starting her? Like, if you just started her off with like Psycho, or even go like Gollum, like a silent horror film, like, would she be hyper into that? Or do you think you led her down the path with Sleepaway Camp? Be like, look, you can't do anything that is tame now. You can only chase the dragon that Sleepaway Camp has started you.
I mean, I think so. Like, I think that's what it which was kind of my goal. Like, I didn't want her to just do the normal, like, go through the normal, like. I wanted her to be
Michael
that
Myers,
weird kid. Yeah, I wanted her to be that weird kid that's just like, oh, if you like these movies, you should watch The Burning, or but
another better Friday the 13th.
I agree. Jason Alexander with hair, it's amazing.
And also, if you've seen Wet Hot American Summer and have never seen The Burning, that is a great double feature because a lot of Wet Hot is based off of Sleepaway Camp and The Burning.
Yep,
and Meatballs, of course, but
it's so much fun. But she likes weird, but also, like, I think it's great. Our friendship literally started by our love of horror movies. Like, that's why that's the way me and you click. I was we were just talking about it one night, and you're like, "Oh, have you ever seen?" You were like, "Have you ever seen Phantasm?" And I was like, "No." And you're like, "You have to watch it." And I was like, "Have you ever seen The Mutilator?" And you're like, "No." And I was like, "You have to watch it." Like, it was like a fun, like,
you mean Fall Break?
Fall Break, yeah, exactly, yeah.
When that started on Amazon Prime, I think I texted you and I was just like, "Did this movie?" Oh, so the movie I just pressed play on, the title on the movie they just did a title card and it says Fall Break.
Same movie.
When I clicked the right, you're like, yes, and I was like, okay, there's, besides a really brutal matricide opening, was this movie spliced from a bunch of different movies? Because they are in a full, like, John Hughes opening big 80s synth like song and they're calling it Fall Break. I was like, what is this? And you're just like, just the beginning. That's what this is.
Yeah. Enjoy the ride, kind sir. Like,
and then I was like, well, how about, have you seen Dario Argento's opera?
Dude, and you got me into I've watched so many of those movies because, like, you got me, like, hooked on so many of those. Like,
happy to do it. And we I think very early on both set our love for Kevin Smith, and that was before you were even kind of in that stratosphere.
Yeah, I'd never even thought I'd meet him. Yeah,
we are going.
Yeah,
so
I've met Kevin a couple times. I've never met Jay.
Yeah, well, just let me know.
Kevin, I've never met Jay. That's weird.
I know them both.
I've met almost that entire Comic Book Men camp and Kevin, but somehow, even working for the Funny Bone all those years, never met Jay. But I've only heard good things.
He's a sweet boy.
Sweet boy. Thank you so much, Jake Ruble. Where can people find you, and what do you have? This is dropping this Friday, so in 2 days. So anything you have that you want to plug?
Get ambitious with it, but
check me out at Skankfest. I'll be at Skankfest in New Orleans. Yep, that's.
And you're doing something in Ricky's. You're doing
and the Cruise Askew. If you want to meet everybody from Kevin Smith's universe, A great opportunity to do that is Cruise Askew. It is going to be so much fun. It was the last one that we did was amazing, so much so that they extended it an extra day. So,
I know this is gonna sound weird, but 16-year-old me would be asking for like begging, like a kid would beg to go. Like, and I have motion sickness, so a
Yeah.
cruise is like not a good idea for me. But like, I would be begging my parents, like a kid would for Disney. I'd be
Yeah.
like, please let me go spend a weekend with Kevin Smith and his other adult friends.
It's the best. It's the best time. I mean, it's like, and every single person that I've met that's in the View Askew universe has been the nicest. Like, I've not met a single person that like let me down. Like, they've all surpassed expectations to where, you know, Brian O'Halloran is like one of the nicest, funniest guys ever.
Yeah.
Trevor Furman, who plays Elias, and like he's my go-to guy. Like, anytime that we do anything and Trevor's gonna be there, I'm like seeking out Trevor. Like, I want to go hang out with him. Like, because he might be the funniest person I've ever met. Like, just in general, just a funny dude.
Oh, him and Jeff Anderson's directorial debut.
Now you know.
Because he's fantastic in that. He
Yeah.
is someone that and I'm sure he is happy in his career, that I was just like, oh man, this guy is gonna be like the new Justin Long, and this is pre Kevin working with Justin Long.
Yeah.
Because Elias in Clerks 2, I was just like, oh man, this is the new Justin Long. He's gonna be racking up all of these kind of nebbish. Like,
I honestly think
characters.
he probably would have. I just don't think he dug it very much. I mean,
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
can't say for sure, but he just has another career that he's just kind of like, all right, I'll pop out and do a Kevin Smith movie, but then I'm just gonna go back to my career, and which I think
Well,
is dope. I love that
It's
about
like
him.
classic Jeff Anderson too, which
Yeah.
makes sense of how they connected. They were the people that initially okay. Yes, you and your daughter, Jasmine, I cannot wait. You think it's really nice of me to cast you and your daughter for our upcoming film Casually Cool. That Glenn was part of the table read, so he's aware of the movie. And Glenn will work on it in some facet, whatever
I'm going to
that
show
is.
my hog it's a post-credit scene.
Maybe not the day that my daughter's
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk more about it here.
there. No, dude, I'm so stoked to
Welcome
do it.
back to
Honestly.
Hog Talk.
And I told her the other day, I said, hey, he said that he'd be interested in maybe using this for his other movie too. And she was like, oh my gosh. She's like, yes. So I'm stoked to do it, dude. It's going to be so much fun. Plus, I mean, I get to hang out with you and I haven't seen you in forever. So that'll be fun.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a blast. You guys are part of the third act. It's our version of a Rockford Files, but in a small town using Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati. And you and your daughter are part of this large third act finale, very intense chili cook-off scene that had a little bit of an eyes wide. This is another weird movie to reference now, talking about your daughter, like an eyes wide shut, like culty, like judging chili. Like, there's nothing weird, sexy going on.
Right.
It is just how intense this town takes this chili. You and your daughter, I cannot wait to let you guys play. The video you guys made for the announcement of being part of the movie was so funny, and the little rapport, the lines for the characters we have written for you, you guys are calling out the shoddy police work of that has been going on, and like the reveal of this mystery. It's just like, well, you know what? I think you guys have actually broken a lot of laws to solve this crime.
Yeah.
That I think this person's now going to get off for, and like, you guys are going to be fantastic. So thank you all for coming down and being in the movie.
Of course. It's going to be a blast, dude. We're going to have so much fun.
And Glenn, what do you have coming up? Anything
Nothing.
No, that's not true. I know you're getting on a boat.
Yeah, I'm going on another cruise. Two back-to-back ones. So it'll be a two-week trip. But you can't come to that.
Yeah.
I think it's probably already sold out. So there's no point in me telling people.
Also, I guess I should probably say, if you want to see me on stage, go to jmuse.com, click on events, and I will be on. As long as it's not a California show, I'm on it.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
Are
yeah.
you not
that makes
allowed in
sense.
California?
Yeah, they don't
No.
let me back. No, since he lives there, it just doesn't make sense for me to travel
Yeah.
there. So, but any other gig, I'm with him on.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's again nothing better. They say don't meet your idols. Gosh, in my experience, especially in comedy, all of my idols have turned out to be not complete dirtbags and pretty good in my experiences. So
Yeah, it's really
maybe
weird
just
to
have
say.
maybe just have better
Yeah.
idols.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's really weird to say that my childhood idol has become my best friend. Like it's such a weird feeling, and I've
Yeah.
seen his butthole so much.
That's thank you guys for listening and watching Daddio. We're out. What a good outline, Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got to end on the butthole line.
yeah, you gotta.
Hell yeah. All right. Recording
All right.
and streaming are done.